Hey, how's it going? So I've been asked this question pretty often, both by the people who support Ukraine and those who don't. Yeah. They ask me who actually blew up the Nordstream pipes. Was it Russia or was it the US? I mean, obviously the side that supports Ukraine will say it was Russia, and the side that supports Russia will say it was the US. So simple enough. The two sides are quite divided in this. There's some proof on either side. For example, it was even some Polish politician who said, "Thank you, US," when the pipe was blown up. And of course, there were also many people saying it was Russian. Because, Russian pipeline, they know it better, they have more access to it than others. But anyway, let's not delve into that. I think the best way to approach this question is by asking the question: who has more to gain by blowing up the pipeline? Let's start with the US. So, what does the US have to gain by doing this? Well, simply put, they put Nord Stream completely out of commission. Russia has already been closing, they haven't been giving Europe any more gas for a few weeks now, for quite a while now. So, what's the point of the US doing this? Well, it could be a chip, like a bargaining chip for the future, so that Russia can't bring back Nord Stream, even if it wanted to, so that it completely removes the possibility of negotiating with Russia about getting that gas, especially for Germany and some other countries who are very dependent on Russian gas. Perhaps the US blew it up to make sure that they can't negotiate any kind of middle ground with Russia and to just choke out Russia until it collapses, until it relents in Ukraine. That would be the main reason, perhaps. Perhaps there could be other reasons for the US to do it. For example, to blame Russia of it. I mean, this is something we can blame all the sides of. To, just do something bad, blame the other side. It's quite obvious, really. Both sides could be guilty of this. But now let's get to the other side of the coin. Russia. What does Russia have to gain by blowing up Nord Stream? The Nord Stream pipes. What do they have to gain with it? I mean, it's their pipe, right? Why would they do it? They were already not giving any gas to Europe through those pipes. What would be the point of blowing them up, right? This is where something interesting comes up. Russia doesn't plan to give Europe gas during winter. The Russians are not stupid. I mean, sometimes they're quite stupid, like making the mistake of considering there would be no consequences in this war was quite stupid by Putin. But he's not a complete dum-dum. He's cunning. He knows how to wage hybrid war. He's the master of hybrid war, one of the biggest masters of hybrid war that exist nowadays in terms of world leaders. Now, Putin knows that the Nord Stream is as good as gone for the foreseeable time, you know what I mean? So it's a dead resource. Now, Putin also knows that another dead resource for him is public relations, or rather international relations. By that I mean that nobody likes Russia. There's a huge stigma going on against Russians right now, and especially against the Russian state. Because, well, they've been doing all kinds of things that have given them a very bad name. They've been blackmailing Europe with energy. They've started a war in Europe against a country that was completely unprepared, that wasn't expecting to wage this war at all. They broke treaties with this same country and with other countries, especially the Budapest Memorandum, where Ukraine gave up the third biggest nuclear arsenal in the world in exchange for a non-aggression pact. Russia broke that. So Russia is destabilizing the situation. Russia has no public relations with the rest of Europe right now. So there's not much they can lose, even if they get found out by doing this. And what do they have to gain? Well, first of all, Russia can blame the US. Yes, I know. I mentioned this for the US, but Russia can do the same thing. Russia can. And notice this, if the US blows up the pipe and gets found out, there's a lot more consequences than if Russia blows up the pipe and gets found out. So in other words, the Nord Stream is a dead resource because Russia needs something done now. Not in a month, not in 10 months, now. They're losing the war, they need the war to change, they need some kind of a big impact to change the war completely. How to do that? They need to destabilize the situation in terms of the relations between the US and the rest of NATO, because the US, of course, is the country that has been providing the most weapons to Ukraine. I mean, if you're not counting the weapons that Ukraine took from the fleeing Russians. That's why Russia needs to destabilize the situation. That's why Russia would want to blame the US for something as bad as this. And if the US truly was found out to be guilty of this, it would be a catastrophic thing for NATO. It would destabilize the situation. It would ruin trust between the two sides. I mean, US and Europe. So there's a lot to gain, but that's not all of it. There's another reason why Putin might want to do this, which is as another way of blackmailing Europe. There are other pipes that provide Europe with gas. There are other pipes that provide Europe with the very much needed energy for this winter. If Putin can blow up this pipe and not be found out, it practically means he can blow up almost any pipe and not get found out. If Russia has some kind of an elite unit of sabotage that can go around blowing up the pipes during winter, it could put a huge strain on Europe and potentially make an upheaval, make a internal crisis inevitable. So that's my interpretation of this situation. Who do you think is actually likelier to have blown up the Nord Stream pipes? Is it Russia? Is it US? Well, pretty sure I made my own point pretty clear. I'm pretty sure I don't need to say it. Russia. But don't take my side by any means. Do post your thoughts in the comments, please, and I'll be very eager to read them. If they're good, I will answer them in a similar way. If they're not so good, I'll have a good laugh. So thank you very much for watching, and see you guys next time.